Hello guys, welcome back to yet another episode of Gyan Kadabba, and in today's episode we're going to review another campaign. Gyan Kadabba. A campaign which is all over air over the last 1 month or so, and it's trying to take a lot of advantage of the IPL, given that it's also one of the principal sponsors of IPL, and which is the Cred campaign. Now they've already had a series of 3 to 4 films as part of this campaign. Starting with the first one, which is definitely the most viral of the first 4 films that have come out, which is the Indiranagar ka Gunda, the Rahul Dravid film.
That doesn't mean you can overtake. Come man, come. You come man. What about me? Hey.
That was followed up by a film wherein you have Jackie Shroff doing Zumba. And then you have another one wherein you have Kumar, Sanu being featured in one of them, and to the latest one, which is the Venka Boys, which features Venkatesh, Prasad, Javagal, Srinath, Maninder, Singh, and Saba, Karim in a very short blink and miss role. So what is Cred doing with these films? Again, it's pretty much the same formula that they followed last year. The only difference being that the first film, which features Rahul Dravid, was a film where Rahul Dravid was used very, very differently. Very different from any which way that he has been used in the past in any ad film of his, one, and two, very different from what he actually is in real life. I mean, you always associate Rahul with being mature, sensible, calm, with a calm head on his shoulders, and all of a sudden you're seeing this version of Rahul, which is angry, which is involved in a road rage. He's actually being violent in the film, where he's smashing another car with his bat, and it's something you don't expect from Rahul Dravid at all, even in a television commercial. And Rahul surprisingly has done a very good job in the film. He's normally not the best performers in a commercial, as can be seen in some of his old TV ads, but he's performed very well in this film, and so kudos to him and the filmmakers, to extract that kind of a performance, and that has kind of elevated the film to a great level. Also, the way they have distributed the film, in fact they got Virat Kohli to tweet the film first, and a couple of other cricketers like Venkatesh, Prasad, etc. to actually tweet the film first before it went on air, and that kind of created a lot of buzz online before the film was even aired on television and Hotstar and so on and so forth. So very interesting use of a celebrity. Also very interesting way in which the film was introduced to the audience, by getting the Indian captain to talk about the film first. And so all this is what works for the film. But one thing does come to mind when you see the film, is that it's a piece of content. It's a piece of video content. It's actually not an ad film. Because even now, for me, like last year, the one question that continues to remain in mind is, what's Cred doing in all this? After a point in time, people will tend to remember Indiranagar ka Gunda, the fact that Rahul gave a brilliant performance, the fact that Rahul was used so differently. What about Cred? I mean, what is it doing in the film, and what is it offering its customers? That doesn't come out in the film at all. That has been my one submission about the Cred campaign in the past as well, that they're not talking about the product at all. I mean, not even in a cursory way. And to be honest, what is Cred? It's actually it's a service which is fairly intrusive, by the way. It's asking for your financial data, and in return giving you points which are very piddly number. I mean, they're just a handful of points. I mean, it's just peanuts in terms of rewards that they're giving, against asking some very valuable financial data of yours. The other bit is, I can understand humor for a piece of communication which is about a financial product or a service, but this is making this financial product into a joke, to be honest. And therefore, one of my big questions is, how have these films and like the films that were released last year benefited Cred as a brand, in terms of, has it got more downloads, more app downloads because of this? Are people doing more transactions on Cred because of this? Are people buying a lot through the Cred store? Are people participating more in their daily jackpots as against what they used to do in the past? Now, I am someone who uses Cred to pay my credit card bills. And one thing I can vouch for, the kind of products that exist in their store are very niche in nature. More than 80% of them are not of use to me. So I cannot use my credit points, to get discounts on those products because more than, like I said, 80% don't appeal to me. In terms of cashback, what I get after paying almost 8-9 lakhs of credit card bills in a month is some piddly 100 rupees of cashback. Now, is that worth it? I don't know. And from the films, if I were to, I did this check with a set of 10 to 15 people, friends and relatives, and they still don't know the product. And neither are they interested in downloading the app. Now, this may be a very small sample size, but from this piece of communication, that people have no idea of what Cred the app is. And those who know, for them, it's too small a reward for sharing so much financial data, and which is what their competitor Magic Pin tried to say in their spoof, where they clearly targeted saying that those points are of no use. In fact, it is one of the rare spoofs which hits the nail on the head, and especially users of Cred like me can actually relate to the Magic Pin spoof ad where they're taking on Cred in terms of the fact that there are hardly any great rewards.
Each time you use the Bread app, you earn red points. We know it's ridiculous, so let me distract you with a celebrity doing something quirky.
And I can vouch for that as a user. Having said all this, I still would say that these pieces of communication, especially the Rahul Dravid one, are definitely viral in nature, and even the Venka Boys, which just got released last week. The other two, featuring Kumar, Sanu and Shroff, died without a whimper. I mean, not many people saw them, but the Rahul Dravid and the Venka Boys film seem to have done much better. But like I said, these are pieces of content which have gone viral. They are not, I would say, brand films which are adding any value to the brand or getting people to consider downloading Cred the app even now. I mean, that it remains a question even now, unless their app downloads have gone phenomenally high in the last month to 45 days. Unless, like I said earlier, people transacting through the app, whether it is by participating through jackpots or whether it is by buying more stuff through the stores, has gone up dramatically, then I don't know how such massive sums of money, how such crores of investments in these films is making too much sense, because all it's doing is getting their content to go viral. All it's doing is that it's showing some of these celebrities in a very different light, and they might end up getting more work from other brands because now another side to them, another persona of theirs has been shown to the public. And more importantly, the writers and creators of the erstwhile AIB are getting to build their showreel, which they will take elsewhere and try to get more commercials from other brands. But otherwise, I don't know how it is benefiting the brand business wise, to be very honest. And if it is not driving consideration, then it's only beyond a point building awareness, which also I don't know how much of it will be associated with Cred over a period of time. So in terms of use of celebrity, a big tick mark to them, both in terms of getting the performance from the celebrity and in terms of using them differently, whether it was Rahul Dravid or Venkatesh, Prasad and Javagal, Srinath. In terms of piece of content going viral, again a big tick mark. It has definitely gone viral on its own, which not many pieces of communication can boast of today. But in terms of value to business, or in terms of driving consideration, in terms of app downloads for Cred, there still remains a big question mark, unless the company publishes data which proves me wrong and which and the numbers show a result which is contrary to what I am saying or expecting. So if I have to take that last piece into account, I would give this piece of communication only a 6 on 10, and I would give it a 6 on 10 only because of the viral nature of the communication, hoping that some good would come out of it for Cred, but I have my doubts. So this is what we believe about the Cred campaign. We had similar views on even last year's campaign. We'd love to hear your thoughts on what you think about Cred's latest campaign that has been unleashed during the IPL. I say unleashed because it's all over the place, and Would love to hear your comments on whether you agree with us, disagree with us, and that's it from our side. If you like our video, please do subscribe to our channel, please do share your views, and we'll come back to you with more such campaign reviews. See you soon. Thank you.